Hey y'all, I really get a kick out of the steering wheel being right here. But recently I put on Twitter that it was time to get the next Storytime stories in order, and two of the stories were pretty neck and neck. Is like 48 to 52%. The 52% story was about when I've been stalked, which is very true and very real, and more than likely will be the last story I tell, because that's just kind of creepy. But a lot of you were aching to find out about this argument I had with Drew Hill. Yes, the real group Drew Hill. So if you think I am just making up my story times because they usually have some type of celebrity involved or they just seem really bizarre, I lived a very wild and bizarre life when I was living in California, okay? So for those of you who are new to my channel, let me give you the quick precursor. At one point in time, I was married, and when I was married, I lived in California, and when I separated from my husband, I moved to Texas, and that's how you all know me, as the YouTube girl from Houston, Texas. When I lived out there, a lot of crazy things happened, which you can find on my YouTube channel, like the celebrity funeral I went to and almost getting ran over by Andy Dick. This didn't happen in LA, but picking a chocolate cake over the singer Lloyd. So a lot of magical things happen in the world of Multifacetedacg. But this thing, like I said, you can look this up if you want to Google A Night of Love, February 2012, then you will probably see some things pop up on Yelp about a concert that had Faith Evans, Michelle. For those of y'all who don't know who that is, you really need to look her up. And yes, her voice really is that small. That's real. And Drew Hill were the guests. So at the time, the company that hosted it, they're very close family friends of mine, and we were going in support of their event, and that low-key turned out to, let's put Ashley in a ticket booth because we're short-handed. All right, no big deal. So I'm working a ticket booth for the concert. I was there during the dry run and the audio rehearsals and things, making sure everything is queued up appropriately. So I hear the concert just slapping, and I'm like, all I want, because I've seen Drew Hill in concert before, I just want to be in the wings when they perform. That didn't quite happen. We still had quite a few people who needed their tickets found and will call and things of that sort. So I missed Michelle. I missed Drew Hill physically being present there, but I could hear them. But I was pulled away from the ticket booth when Faith Evans got on stage. Okay, y'all know I get emotional and I start crying out of nowhere because life is just a blessing. Okay, I love me some Faith Evans, and at the time, and it's still one of my jams, her song Again is like, that was my anthem at that time. And to be in the wings, of the stage and hearing that woman and that live instrumentation and hearing her rip Again from the rafters all the way to the depths of my feet, like, it was one of the most unreal moments ever. Like, I felt like that woman was singing. She was singing about me. She was singing about what I was living at that time and what I was experiencing. I'm about to cry, so let me stop talking about it. Lord, she took me there. Anywho, concert's over, almost. I've had my spiritual moment on the side of the stage, and I'm like, let me go ahead and get downstairs, find my purse and everything so that we can leave and not get stuck in all of the traffic. This happened in Redondo Beach in Los Angeles. There's this lovely strip of land, all these pretty beaches that I miss living near. So I'm downstairs getting my stuff, and my husband finds me, and he's like, yo, I know how you feel about Drew Hill. They're getting ready to come out if you want to go over there and, meet them. I'm like, yes! Yes, I do! Because, yes, everybody loved them, some Cisco and whatnot, and Woody and Jazz, but baby, I was about that Nokia life. I had a Nokia phone, and I scratched out the and made an O, so I was carrying Nokia around with me all the time in high school. Don't judge me. But I'm like, okay, fine. I make sure my makeup is right and everything. And at the time, I wasn't as soft and squishy. I was still curvy, but a little bit more solid. So I had a black tank top on. Somewhere in the world of photos, this is floating around. I will find it, and I will post it on a throwback Thursday or a flashback Friday as soon as I find it. But had on a black beater, had some cute jeans. I had some sky high 6 8-inch platform pumps. So I'm about 5'9" at this point, hair down, just looking good, you know. So I walk out and I'm standing at the door and talking to a few other people and whatnot, listening to Michelle talk, and my brain is just flipping out on the fact that her voice is really permanently stuck in baby mode. And then they come out and I could just hear somebody creeping in I just hear like all their songs just cycling through my brain. And as they're walking, they're getting smaller and smaller, and I'm like, y'all ain't that tall. Y'all ain't that tall at all. Okay, well, that happens, I guess. So they get closer, whatever, and Nokio's on the phone talking to somebody, and I'm just like, all my joys and hopes are shattered, because Nokio, in my world, you were like 6'2" and fine, and you're like 5'7" and 5'7". So we're listening to them. I'm talking. I keep looking at them or whatever, and I wave over, and they're signing autographs and whatnot. And I'm like, Cisco, is it okay, if I get an autograph from you or whatever? He's like, yeah, sure. Just give me one moment. Real smooth. So was Jazz. So was Woody. Nokio's still on his phone. I don't know why I felt like I should cop an attitude. That was dumb. I'm like, you gonna get off the phone so that we can have a moment? And he moved a funny look at me, and he's like, who are you? Who are you? I'm like, who am I? I had to help make this concert happen. He like, we could have done it without you. So we playing, but we not playing, but we playing. So we bickering, and Cisco is signing, and he just pulled a pen and just go, just watches us. So we bicker. I'm like, all I wanted was a photo on my camera phone. That's all I wanted. So he comes over, gives me a photo, and the height difference is like this. And then he get right back on the phone going to what he doing. I don't know who he was on the phone with, why it was that important, or maybe that was his mechanism to avoid interaction with people. But there you have it. That is the short story of how I got in an argument with somebody in Drew Hill. The story ain't that fantastic. I shouldn't have started anything. Y'all almost got me to cry talking about something that happened in my past. My past was lit. It was lit. And my future is even better. All right. So the next story will happen soon enough. Bye, y'all.